You are very involved with NFT art in your gallery, and now there's these two big museums buying NFT. How is the market of art NFT, digital art? How is it going? And you have two artists especially involved in the LACMA.
Yeah, but the digital art market, I think, really came into its own in 2021 with the NFT boom that everyone is very familiar with. And since then, because it's intrinsically linked to cryptocurrency, a lot of the early buyers of digital art and NFTs in 2021 were very crypto rich, let's say new money. And there was definitely kind of an ideology around tearing down the old structures and building new structures, whether that's related to centralization versus decentralization, cryptocurrency versus fiat currency, and digital art versus physical art. They're the kind of like opposing camps. And the market became very, very hot very quickly, but lots of people were buying basically JPEGs that had no real artistic merit.
And now?
There were obviously a couple of artists, and Art Blocks is one of the big platforms I think did a huge amount of incredible work in building a very, very focused, very well-researched and educated community.
Art
Blocks. And there were artists like on Art Blocks who became very, very famous, who were being collected very in depth by well-researched collectors. And those artists now have continued into, let's say, the traditional art space, having gallery exhibitions, getting into public collections, museum collections.
Let's speak. You didn't answer to my question.
I'm sorry.
The market
what are we talking about?
now.
The digital art market.
Now, what's going on? Because you are asking kind of high price for very young artists, like 35 years old.
Yeah.
The one you are showing now, could you tell us? So how is the market now?
The market now for particular artists is very strong. Very strong. It's interesting also because, museums and public collections like LACMA, like Pompidou, who've made strides in acquiring digital works recently, there is a particular interest in this type of work. Whereas, there's thousands of painters out there who are
So you are selective.
Very, very selective.
So could you speak about what you are showing now in your gallery in London?
Yeah, so now we're showing an exhibition of Tyler Hobbs, which is his first solo exhibition with the gallery. And the exhibition is predominantly physical works, which is pretty much the first time Tyler's exhibited physical works in a gallery exhibition. The works in the show are a collaboration between Tyler's code that he writes and his hand. So it's really an exploration or a study of human error and mechanistic error. Tyler is a classically trained artist, painter, who then went into coding and became very renowned on Art Blocks, so I think being the biggest selling artist on the entire platform. And now he's combining his classical art training with his coding to produce, phenomenal work, I would say. I think he's really a generation-defining artist. The exhibition was very well received, both by the crypto art community.
But is he an
and
exception in terms of prices, of level of prices?
I think he's an exception in terms of his reputation within the space. He's very, very well regarded by the crypto art community, probably as one of the leading coders. There is a real craft. When you compare the boom of NFTs and all this stuff that was selling for millions of dollars, which were essentially VC-backed avatar projects, had no artistic merit really. You compare that to somebody like Tyler. And for Tyler, there's a real craft. He's an artist in the truest sense, where he's studying, he's practicing, he's writing code.
And what is the average price for a digital art today? Much less than Tyler, right?
Tyler is at the top end, I would say. If there was a blue chip in digital art, I think Tyler Hobbs would be
already
one of the top names. Yeah,
he's around 35, right?
Yep. He's not old, but he kind of rose to fame very quickly, with Art Blocks.
So he's one of the exception in the art market of digital.
I think so. I think that's fair to say. I think he's one of if you look at how many artists kind of exploded onto the scene in 2021, and how many artists now still have sustainable markets, are actually progressing into gallery exhibitions and museum collections. there's not very many, and I think Tyler is probably, you know, one of those exceptions.
In what collection is he?
He's in some very prominent private collections. You know, when we were placing this show and allocating the works, we had lots of interest, obviously, from the crypto collectors who are obsessed with him and have been obsessed with him for the last couple of years. But then a big focus for us was getting him into traditional collections, let's say.
Like what?
Without going into specifics of collectors, but, you know, collectors who own you know, Baselitz, Warhol, Basquiat, Picasso. So very serious collections.
And also the fact that he's shown by Pace can help, right?
For sure. I think, again, it's another great validator of and a sort of a marker of his progression as an artist, going from NFT platforms in the online space and building a community there to now building kind of very respectable exhibitions and feats in the traditional art world as well. So I think for any artist in the crypto space or any artist who's brandished a digital artist, really they just want to be artists.
And so he has a project with LACMA now?
He's part of an upcoming project with LACMA, and I don't know if Tyler's participation is public yet.
Okay.
It will be now. But yeah, he's very close with the museum. The museum are very aware of his work. We are discussing a potential work from Tyler for their permanent collection at the moment.
Merci.
Merci.